Why is your belly this big? Why is your breast not big enough? Dealing with people body shaming you is another baggage. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Talktuesday. Today we'll be discussing body shaming. Body shaming, in simple terms, is the act of subjecting somebody to humiliation, criticizing them for their bodily features. Body shaming is often limited or misconstrued as fat shaming. It is not limited to that. There's shaming for thinness, shaming for height. Short people are collecting every day, and tall people are called palm tree. Shaming for hairiness or for hair color, body shapes, one's muscularity or lack of, which is an agenda pushed by societal construct. So a man that doesn't exactly have masculine features or have feminine features like thin voice, slender body, they are humiliated, they are mocked for these bodily features. I do not want to focus too much on body shaming because we already know what it is and we know how terribly it makes us feel. I've been a victim of body shaming and it makes you feel terrible. So these are the effects of body shaming. Number one is anxiety and depression. You start to constantly feel anxious. You go out and you're already anxious because one person that thinks backwards will think it is appropriate to comment on your acne. Oh, do something about your face as if you're happy to carry it around. Like, exactly, backward thinking. It makes you feel anxious and depressed. You have no control over this thing, but you cannot help but feel less of yourself because they are constantly reminding you that you're not good enough, that you're not up to standards, so you're subhuman. It leads to body dysmorphic disorder where you start to not like your body. You look at the mirror and you hiss at yourself because why is your belly this big? Why is your breast not big enough? Why is your shoulder not, you just hate your body. You do not want to see it. You're either constantly looking at the mirror or you just break all of the mirrors in your house because you don't want to see your body. This further leads you to the rough path of low self-esteem. You don't feel good enough. You don't express your ideas because you think that people will not focus on what you're saying but on the acne on your face. You think they will consider your idea not good enough because your body is not good enough for them. Another effect of body shaming is eating disorder. Example is anorexia. So you start to not eat because you're trying to lose weight, which can be very dangerous because now you're depriving your body, your brain, the nutrients it needs to keep you nourished. Or you start to eat too much because you want to gain weight because people are attacking you. When you go out, they're like, eat some food. Why are you so lean? Now let's discuss how to turn body shaming and all of the effects it comes with to body positivity. Hold up. I know that our society likes to overdo and they've started turning body positivity into something leaning towards indecency because now people are starting to have animosity with dresses. Slowly, now body positivity is starting to create a beef between people and clothes. Proper clothes. Because now you see somebody that is wearing rope and they will tell you it is body positivity. That is not the one that I want to explain. This is a topic that I am going to dedicate a whole video to. Because I don't like, it irks me so much. The rate at which people are moving these days, it is disturbing. Because it's like some girls don't want to wear clothes anymore and then they pin it on body positivity. It is not that kind of body positivity that we are talking about today. So please, I want you to remove it from the equation. Okay. Moving on, what we shall be discussing right now is how to turn body shaming and the negative effects to as if they are positive effects to body shaming. No, they are not. How to turn body shaming into body positivity, positive body positivity. Number one on my list, which I'm always clamoring, is self-love. Cultivate self-love. The first steps to eradicating body shaming and the effect it has on you is to stop body shaming yourself and have self-compassion. When we are constantly subjected to experiences where people body shame us, we learn to start to see ourselves in that light and we begin to body shame our own self. You also need to prioritize your health over your weight and see that as your primary concern. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding because really you are all you have at the end of the day. There are also other things you should note while cultivating self-love. Know how to manage stress. Do whatever you can to alleviate this stress because I understand that it can be very stressful. Life itself is already stressful. Dealing with people body shaming you is another baggage. Shed this stress from time to time. Don't isolate or hide yourself from people. When you cultivate self-love, you start to not see the need anymore to hide yourself. It is not you that created yourself, so why should you hide because of something you have no control over? It is not fair to you and people that genuinely love you as you are. The second thing is to replace negative self-talk. There's something that I believe in. I know if you dey waka for road now, me person call me bimbo, my answer. If you've not started to call yourself a name that you do not bear, people cannot call you that name. And even if they do call you, you do not respond because it is not yours. What I'm trying to say is cultivating self-love builds this formidable wall around you. People can come and say it is a wall of fire. Let them call it what they want to call it. As long as that shields you, as long as that keeps naysayers at bay and they don't get to you, you cannot force people that lack emotional intelligence. I mean, somebody will be saying on a normal day, you no get sense. You can't control what they say to you, but you can control what you focus on. I like to be realistic. You can't exactly love every part of your body. It can be something that you had no control over and it happened to you. For example, it can be a scar. But what I think is you focus more not on those things, but on the things that you like about yourself. Beauty is relative. What somebody considers beautiful, another person will consider it not all that. Your hair color, your hair texture, your hair length has nothing to do with you. Your skin color, your skin type, you have no control over it. So please, do not let what people say to affect your perception of yourself. It doesn't have to match their standard. Beauty standards is from one person with a certain skin type that said, I want to love myself. And you know, the way they are projecting these things, other people start to copy them and they automatically become the beauty standard. It doesn't mean that that person is perfect. It just means that they love themselves and they are projecting this love in a way that compel other people to copy them. I am sure that you have somebody like that, somebody that you like, somebody that you follow, and that doesn't mean that they themselves are perfect, but they've made themselves beauty standards because of the way they carry themselves. So I want you to please change the way you see yourself and start to wear some confidence, focusing on the things that you like about yourself. From there, you start to not hate the things that you don't like as much as you currently do. Instead of repeating negative messages that people have said to you, accept yourself without criticism. So there's something I used to do before I started to work on myself. When somebody says something bad to me, it is echoing in my head exactly the way they said it. For me, it is mostly my mom's customers. You know, my mom runs a restaurant. Those frustrated bike men, after touring the whole town under the sun, it is you that is serving food that they'll come and pour their frustration on. So the slightest thing that you will do will aggravate them. The slightest thing that you will do will tip them off and they'll start to abuse you. No wonder that's why you have K-leg. Look at your shape self. See your scar. That's why you had accidents, that your leg is bent and you have this big scar that is scaring people away. I don't know why you fat like bread with them throw inside water. All of those things reverberates. All of those things echo in my head. And it makes me start to look at myself like I am very ugly. Nobody called me beautiful while I was growing up. Nobody. In fact, I cannot remember one person that said, this girl, you're so fine. I cannot remember anybody. Because I was in a space that, like I explained before, I was in the center of frustrated people. I was serving food. I was one of my mom's waiters. So I grew up not exactly loving myself until I think boya like 400 level in the university. That's where I started to learn about self-compassion, self-love, self-care, and all of that. And I started to work on myself. And I can beat my chest and say that I am much more better. I am an improved version. If you knew me like 5 years ago, I am not the same person. So the things that you will say to me 5 years ago that will make me cry, you go talk and I will just feel sorry for you. I'll feel sorry for you because you're trying to project your insecurities on me. And me understanding the place that is coming from, it just makes me feel, hey, yeah, I get it. I'm so sorry. Do you get? Instead of repeating these negative messages that people have said to you, accept yourself without criticism. Next, be proud of your individuality. I think this is something that really helped me to get over my low self-esteem self. The more I got to know myself, the more I got to learn about myself, it's helped me see myself as this one in a million person. I am Jane. Have you met me? There's nobody that can be me. There's nobody with my unique experience. That is not to negate the efforts of other people. It is not pride. Walk back, babe. Forget. It is not a thing of pride. I am one in a million and nobody can be me. I understand this and it just helps me feel very confident because, guy, there's so many good things about me. So many talents that I have. The way I write, I am one of my biggest fans. One of the things I love the most about myself is my unique writing skill. I can write about nothing and it makes perfect sense. It demurs me. It dey burst my brain. I can experience something and the way I write it, you will be in that experience with me. So this is a special skill. This is a special ability that I have and it makes me respect myself so much. Writing is like a mirror to my core. I cannot write without reflecting and finding expression in that allowed me to see myself. So I am going to recommend journaling any way, anyhow that you can express yourself. This would bring you closer to yourself. This brings a form of intimacy that helps you start to learn yourself. There is no loving yourself without learning yourself. It's like how you want to be in a relationship with somebody and you start to ask them questions about themselves. So what do you like? So where do you spend your free time? What takes most of your time? Learning things about them just gives you insight, just gives you a window to their real self, and that builds affection, that builds admiration, that builds respect, that builds love for them. I want you to see yourself in the same light that you see somebody that you're trying to get into a relationship with. Get to know yourself. Like that is so important. That is so important. Why do I keep doing this? That is so important. So please try that. While I understand that changing your perception of yourself can be quite the task, I recommend you can start from body neutrality before you head on to body positivity, because quite frankly, it's not a day job. It's not as if you start words of affirmation today and tomorrow you're the best version of yourself. It doesn't work that way. You can start from not hating your body, not loving it. You just see the functional part of it. I think that works. That helps you to build slowly into body positivity. Next is don't body shame other people. This is like saying that respect is reciprocal. Aside from the fact that if you body shame people, they in defense will be forced to call out your negative aspects. Aside that, it just puts you in this mental space that you start to see yourself in the way you see other people. There's this thing that I learned to do, to give compliments to people. So now when I see people, I'm like, oh, hi, I love your smile. That makes me feel better than I'm trying to make the person that I'm talking to feel. I am actively forcing my mind to see the positive aspect of people. Helps me to start to look at myself in a good light. So what I want to say is, do not just not body shame people, but push for body positivity too. Push to make people feel good about themselves. Let me give you an assignment. When you meet people now, find something that you like about them. I like the way you talk. I like the way you walk. I think your smile is beautiful. You have a great hairstyle. You have a great sense of fashion. Nobody is that bad, I promise you. Find one good thing about them and compliment it. You have no idea how that will make them feel. When people compliment me, it makes me feel good, and I'm sure it feels the same for you too. Now I want you to turn that around and give people that same experience. That doesn't just help them, it helps you too to feel good about yourself. Detach yourself from people that get off bullying other people. Surround yourself with people that see the good in other people and treat them with respect. While you're at it, please treat other people with respect as well. Lastly, establish boundaries in your circle. There's a common denominator in people that body shame. They usually do not feel good about themselves, or they usually need to belittle people to feel high. It's a very weird concept, but that is how it works for them. They don't feel good enough, so they have to make you feel less of yourself to feel better about themselves. So establish boundaries in your circle. Yeah, if you want to see my red eye, try it again. That really helps. I'm not saying you should be violent, but put your foot down and let them know that you will not accept it. Before we round up, I want us to quickly discuss how to help a loved one with body shaming. So the first thing is, let them know that you're concerned and how much you care about what they are experiencing. Number two is be attentive. Please pay attention. Your siblings can be going through things And they just don't tell you because you yourself you didn't notice it. Because if you did, you would have asked and you would have made them feel like you care and they can open up to you. So please be attentive, be patient, and listen to their concerns. Number three, try to shift their focus away from these negativities back to their positive aspects. Remind them what you like about them. Number four, encourage them to change their circle. Sometimes there are some friends that are recalcitrant. So force them, encourage them rather, encourage them to change their circle of friends. Sometimes really you just need to dump some friends. If they constantly make you feel less of yourself and you've told them to stop and they are adamant, change them. Not be do or die. Number five, be a good role model. You can't be wanting to help your sibling to be more confident and you're always talking down on them. They break a plate and you're like, that's why your lips is bigger than your brain. That's why your leg is not straight. Because you are too fast to carry yourself. That's why you roll and you went to pour the jollof rice away. Be a good role model. In the way you talk to them, in the way you talk to yourself. Do you also know that your perception about yourself actually shows in your relationship with other people, in your conversation with other people? It comes up. You will definitely say something that will make people to realize that, oh, it's like this girl doesn't see herself as all that. So please, you have to be very conscious about these things. Be very conscious about how you treat these people and how you're treating yourself in their presence, even in their absence, because it would eventually show. Number six, reassure them. Let them know that it is okay to just be themselves. They don't have to fit a box. They don't have to fit people's standards of beauty. In conclusion, get media literacy. Many of these images circulating in the media have been digitally altered. So you're making it your standard, but it doesn't represent reality. Many of these people will go and touch their faces, touch the pimples, whiten their teeth, use app to slim their waist, slim this one, slim this one. It is why sometimes if you zoom into some celebrity pictures, you will see that the door handle bend. So please, you need to understand that people alter these pictures just to fit into a certain narrative. In replacement, please seek media that promotes realistic and diverse representation of bodies. People that do not make you feel like you have to conform, you have to have slim waist, tiny head, big eyes, small lips before you be considered beautiful. And that brings us to the end of the video. Remember the things that we've said. Practice kindness, challenge beauty standards, and do not conform. Please be yourself. Na fat you no keep person. Na short you no keep person. Your health is more important than your weight. I really hope that you bear that in mind. That is your primary concern. The acne is on your face. You are not the one that put it there. You are trying your best. You are spending money on this thing, but it's just not going. You cannot kill yourself over it. I really hope that you remember the things that we've discussed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Bye.